go. Wanted to show you guys some things that I'm going to be doing a motorcycle tank and some of the tools that are going to be involved, like over there. Right now what you see is the latest Daniel Grom motorcycle tank stand that I actually absolutely really like a lot. I mean, I love it, to be honest with you. So it's really probably the best thing to do and to have when it comes to motorcycle tanks. Putting these tanks on this setup is second to none. High class, premium, professional. You know, if you're a PDR technician, maybe getting into motorcycle tanks, maybe you've been building your own kind of, props to hold them up, but you're just not having the success that you wish you could, this is definitely the way to go. So let's go. Daniel Grom vice stand, like I mentioned, it's like a rotisserie. It can flip around. It can go up and down as well. Here's some of the levers right here. It's got a pin to make sure. Here's the levers down here. So that stabilizes the tank when I'm pushing. I can even get more stabilization by, he added this thing, and we can put it under the tank, raise it up a bit, and that'll keep it from flexing as well. Two other accessories that were in front of us is called the strong arm right here. It's holding this heat gun by putting some heat, keeping that nice and warm, that paint. And it is an electric digital pump. This thing lasts forever. Anyhow, the arm goes in the right, points it in the best position possible. And then what is the most important part of our repair is the light. So this light is the Dent light. There's different versions of here. Stucky Tools makes a line board light too as well. This one happens to fit on it's called the Medusa. It's a receiver right here that clicks onto the Medusa, which marries it to the receiver and then allows the battery to connect between the two while on this pole. And then I have it here, and I can actually, just maneuver how I want, and then move the board too as well from here. So it's a really, really cool setup. I'm still working on it because I think I want to put a sleeve around here, a lock sleeve here, so I can really have it pretty stable as it is. He's got other options for that. So now let's get to the technical part. So our 3 dents, there's one right here. There's one deeper one there. Another sharp one here. And then not in the light, there's a really sharp one here. And then there's a dent. I think it's hard to see right here. I think it's somewhere right here. Anyways, I don't have a light on it, but I do know there's one there somewhere. But right now, I don't know how much of this we're going to get through, but I'm going to do these 3 right now. Here's some of the tools I'm going to be using. I'm going to be using, this one is semi kind of like an ultra, it's an ultra dent tools, but it's for motorcycle tanks, tight areas. This is a dedicated 90-degree tool. Quick release handle. That's actually a handle from Dent Craft, but I converted it over to, actually I had a quick release made years ago for an ultra octagon. Great paddle. This is actually not my paddle. Okay, I used to make paddles back in the day out of certain wood, but now there's the Purple Heart one, which you can get at Ants in, and look at it's got leather on it. It's heavy. It's nice. I put the grip on it, so it's a nice, comfortable wrap. And here are some tap downs. We'll be using some of these tap downs. That is not what I use for tap down, but I'll be using that for a pushing tip. Here is a micro tip from VIP. And here's the VIP Black Mamba tip that I like to use a lot for motorcycle tanks because it's wide enough, but more precise enough to really push. Now, what you're seeing here this is a premium knockdown. This is called the all stainless steel shock blocker. The spring is way more tension, has a lot more tension in here than you can imagine, but very good. So we're going to be using that when we need to tap down. But really what's cool about this motorcycle tank stuff is that I like to use this wood tip. All right, that's from Glexo. Fantastic. I will put some of the stuff, you know, in the description, but you can get this tip and all these tools right there. There's knockdowns from Anson. And you can go to VIP too as well. VIP has his own store, VIP PDR tools. And that base is VIP. Another shock blocker, stainless steel shock blocker, Ultra right here. And this strong arm is from Get a Grip, getagripnow.com, a Dent. And the pole you can probably get anywhere you want, but I got it at Ultra. And the Medusa, which is, everyone asks me, Medusa is the part that marries the part on the pole, the battery and the light itself. One other cool thing here is this is so open, right? You can't get any leverage, so Daniel Grom has these this template here. I did get this from Ultra. Ultra was making it at the time. I'm not sure if they still have it, but these screws right here fit into the normal factory screws here. I put a little leather here just to make sure that's not making any contact on the paint. And other than that, that is good. So let's push. I'll show you how we're going to do that. First, let me get you set up here. You'll probably hear this heat just a bit. That gun, that heat gun. So what I do is I'll take this, I'll make sure going through this opening here, and I'll push direct like that. And I'll get you guys a bird's eye view as far as how it's going to look, right? How the dent is coming. In case you are wondering again, this here, and then I have my leverage here, and I'm pushing like this. Let's see. Then this one, and this one. Yep, that's the one we want. And make sure I have it. A better position for you guys. So this is a very, very tough dent. Even though it's small, it's very sharp. The more owl's eyes you see around that, the more difficult it can be to bring this up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to push like this directly. One thing about this stand though, it is fantastic for leverage. Okay, so I'm just, right now there's a little bit smaller dent below on the bottom, below the main center of the dent. I'm just gonna fix that, just to bring that in just a hair. This paint's nice and flexible now. So as a veteran tech, I'm gonna go for the middle. And one thing about the wood ball tip is it can attack that pit very clean. The only thing is you got to make sure you're right, balanced with the direct pushing, otherwise you will slip. And see how quick it brought that center up? And if you're just watching, if you're a person that's maybe you're fascinated with PDR, it's got two chips in there, right? It's got a little chip. So I'm trying to get that line straight as possible. I'll move that board just a little bit more. And we can see it's got a little bit of a low right there too. So I'm gonna just attack that low a little bit more. I'm gonna over push it on purpose because it's so sharp in the center. That's what we have to do. I'll let that rest for a second. I'm gonna turn off the heat because I'm about to knock down. But just just give you guys a heads up of how I'm pushing, right? So I'm looking across here. My arm is tucked here. And my stance is down. And I'm leaning in like this. I got tons. Actually, I'm way out here, yeah. So I got tons of leverage. You see I'm bending my knee too, and then let my body go into that. Tanks are super, super tough. I'm letting that cool off. That's why I'm not tapping it right away, because I don't want to tap it too soon. Otherwise, I'll div it into the clear coat because it's been so hot. If you guys have any questions, I'll try to reach him. What's up, Richard? How you doing? Don, welcome. Thanks, buddy. Robert, how you doing? And yeah, Kevin, what's crack-a-lacking? And appreciate that. Okay, so no, I don't have any like good questions yet. I mean, good questions. Any questions to answer yet? I mean, that's what I meant. Okay. So let's tap down. This is a very intricate setup. I want to tap down, but I don't want to get in your way. But I think this is probably going to be the best way for me to give you a better look at it. I'm going to move that heat gun out of the way just a second, because I don't want to get burned. We're going to use this tool. So what this does is this has a shock, or spring shock inside of it. Heavy, it feels very premium, perfect for motorcycle tanks. It's actually my first time using it on here. This tap down base. Am I in your way? Okay, good. Hopefully. Such an awkward area to work. Most tanks are hit on the side, but this one, again, I'm tapping down and getting those lines as straight as I can. I might be in your way just a hair bit, ladies and gentlemen. I gotta see. I'm always moving that board. Let me do this. There we go. There we go. And make sure you guys can see that. Barely. There we go. So I'll point this out. I'll use the micro just to point. Here's the paint chip. It's a little tight right here. A little tight here. Micro low there, but it's still paint chip a little bit low there. Tight, tight, okay. High spot. Oh, Robert, why am I using a wood tip? Good question, Robert. Well, the wood tip absorbs the contact point, and it can still have enough, shall I say, firmness to push out to center without causing unwanted cracks in the paint, because metal is just too aggressive. It's too hard. It's over firm. You want just enough firm where it has some give to it, and that's why I like the wood tips. And the ball wood tips are specifically really good because no matter what angle you're pushing, right, making contact point, is that you're going to have a good, safe, really good. This is like, picture like, this is technically like a heel tip, right? Don't think about it as a ball, but it's more of a heel. And heel, like here's a heel. You see the back of that? If you can push with the back of a heel at any given time, you will have a much cleaner, quicker, fast push. Same thing with the ball, the wood tip. So that's why I was able to get it to that point, really clean, right? It's like having a head start in a marathon. So I'm trying to look around you guys here. hitting kind of hard too. Actually, that. Got a little bit of a low above. I'll just do a little bit of pushing here. So I teach a lot of people how to do PDR, and you know what the #1 overlooked, not talked about enough technique you need to know to learn is reading your reflection. How are you even, why are you even buying tools in the first place if you can't read a reflection right? Or you don't understand what the reflection is about? You're just like, oh, I kind of see what he's doing. Now don't do what I do either. I'm not using heat right now. You really want to continue to use heat, is specifically for motorcycle tanks. I'm going to do that. Like I said, I got this thing in front of me, and then I'm trying not to get in front of the camera. Yeah, we're gonna have to, how about this? You just watch me. I'm gonna tap that down, but I gotta get in the right position. At least you can see my positioning, okay? So at least you're seeing part of what I'm doing, and this is in my way. So I can't get my hand right where I want it to be. So, I really like the weight of this. This is a very premium base tap down. It's from, gosh, Dent Vision tools, but they sell it on Anson, and this thing is legit. I think we're good on this. Don't see too much. It's got a little blemish there. You guys can take a look. All right. I'll probably go off camera and just touch it up a little bit more. But let's go do another deeper one, right? Because I'm sure you guys want to see some action, and then we'll talk about the details. All right. Let me put this back on here so I'm not shaking the hell out of the camera here. This is live, so I appreciate you guys just hanging in there with me. So the first thing I'm going to do here is reposition this heat gun to that deeper one right there. And without this template here, this, gosh dang, man, it would be almost literally impossible to push with control. Lean this over just a bit more. There. You can see how quick and easy it is to do this. I know there's multiple ways with this stand that you could connect to the bottom parts too. All right, now I'm going to turn it on. I generally let that get to about 130, 125 degrees. And when you have it like that, you're not going to risk actually lifting the we call it primer underneath, right? It starts bubbling, and then you're screwed. So as we're talking about this dent, the more owl's eyes, this is probably one of the deeper ones, just like on the other side. There's one more deeper one on the other side. I don't know if we're gonna have enough time to do it all, but this is what we're going to show you. I'll read some questions too. Okay, actually, let me switch here, okay? And then we'll put it back on. Let's go. Let me go back up. Well, why are you using wood tip? That's where you start out. Hey, buddy, I'm your huge fan from Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. Hey, appreciate it. Thank you very much there, Adalmir. So I apologize if my my pronunciation's off. Richard, is it impossible to use heat? I'm just starting out. Could this be pulled with glue pulling? No, it is too sharp for glue pulling. Motorcycle tanks, specifically Harleys, they have some really, really, really challenging metal. And then the sharper it is, the less like, I mean, there's no chance for you to use glue because you will pull the paint, almost definitely. And the clear coat is so thick, there's times where we've even pulled the clear coat even on non-scratched or non-chipped, right there. Let me turn my hat around for you guys. Let's see here. Hey, Dan, appreciate that, man. G'day, mate. Would you not glue any of those dents? I would not glue any of those, as I mentioned. I'd be afraid of burning the paint with a heat gun. So you gotta watch the temperature, again, as I mentioned, right? You gotta be there at and you gotta have it, look, you gotta have it off, far away. It's not super close. I have a dial for the temperature I want it at. It doesn't tell you exactly temperature, but I know where it's supposed to be at, okay? I can turn it down too as well, right? We don't want that heat on there. Yeah. You see, that's the temperature there. All right, I think we're ready to push. What do you guys think? If you just join me, I'm fixing this deep dent. I'll keep you guys right in the middle. How's that? Here we go. This is a super, super sharp dent. This ball tip, in case you're joining me, I'm using this wooden tip. And I'm gonna try to push it as clean as I can in the first 5 pushes and not slip. Let's do one. This is the first one. One. Okay, I'm gonna realign. I'm just trying to see where my commitment at. This is 2. Woo! I gotta reposition myself here. This is 3. That's not a good push though, because I didn't go all the way. I really don't want to slip, guys. Dang, okay. Let me take a quick second here. This thing is very deep. Yeah. Let me zoom in a little bit more. There we go. And again, this has got chipped paint. I don't care what kind of tech you are, motorcycle or PDR tech. You got a nasty sharp dent. You should consider using a wood tip for the pit to get the pit up. Okay, so we're going to turn that heat off. We're going to open this up a little bit. It looks easier than it is, ladies and gentlemen. It is not that easy. I'll show you kind of like how I was pushing, and I was really kind of concerned I was going to slip live. My fingers are grabbing this tip like this. And I'm here, and see the ball has got to be placed like directly with the dent, right? If your ball or whatever the plastic tip is just a hair to the left or to the right, that's where you get the slide. So in this positioning, as I'm pushing, I want to make sure I'm direct and parallel level with that dent, and so my finger is making sure that I lock it on, and I don't want to twist or maneuver it to the left or right. That's why. So again, Just in there, leaning into it, making sure I'm there, and then I would lean my whole body weight on that. That's the other thing. Techs don't realize how hard they have to push at the end, like really, really hard. So I'll read some questions again if you guys, I'm going to tap down a second here. Richard, okay, I know this sounds like a stupid question. Could you use your hair dryer to provide heat? No, you could not. A hair dryer doesn't get as hot. Listen, you guys, I know a lot of you guys are DIYs, but you're going to learn real quick that PDR, you half-ass it, you're going to get worse than half-ass results. You just are. If you really want to do something, just get 3 small tools, so 3 of the main tools, and then you want to get a light, right? The light is your GPS, it's your compass. If you don't have a light, you're going to be lost. It's kind of like me saying, all right, I'm going to go to New York. My GPS is broke, I don't have any navigation, but I know this way is north. And I just start heading out there. I'm not going to get there as quick, right? I'm going to have a hard time, or I'm going to give up, or I won't make it at all. That's the same thing when you go into PDR. Hair dryer, to answer your question, and I'm not putting you down for the question. Trust me. I'm just saying for people who want to know about, buying the tools. I think it's the biggest mistake that people actually go and buy tools before they even understand how to do PDR, and that can be a big challenge. How much do I charge for these dents? The dents that you're seeing right now, plus the other one, is $500. Okay, it's a good deal, to be honest with you, because I charge $195 for a single dent. But this is also a repeat customer. He brings me tanks all the time. If it was probably a new customer, it could probably be in the $600, $650 range. And those center pits on those tanks, you got to keep in mind too. I got to set that tank up, which takes almost an hour to do it. And then you got to have a lot of experience and skill to understand how to work those dents on that type of tank. So it looks like tough metal. Okay, yes it is. Where can you buy these wood tips? You go to Anson PDR or Glexo PDR tools or glexopdr.com, but check out Anson PDR so you can buy them. They actually, well, I'm not sure if it's official, but anyways, just go to Anson and check that out. Any advice for working on tanks? Well, I'm trying to give you guys some advice. So if you can, please watch the video again, because you'll see there's a lot of stuff I'm already telling you about. But my main thing is understand, if you're a good PDR tech already, tanks is definitely something for you to look into. If you're not a PDR tech and you just want to see how good you are doing dents, gas tanks is probably not going to be your priority choice to learn PDR. Just too much. You know what? I am actually still going to push because I see a little bit of high there, but not. Let's put that heat on again. I should have cross-checked again. There's a little bit of a pinch, but you see it. You see how deep that chip is on the paint. That's why it was deep in the first place. I'll move out of the way so we don't. There you go. So now you can see that paint. Yeah. That's definitely a rock chip. No, I don't say a rock chip because there's so many of them. I don't know what caused all that. Usually you get 1 or 2 handlebars that match each side. To make sure that's hot enough. I do have a temperature reader. I'm just lazy to go get it right now. All right. So you can get this thing to overextend. Wow, that's sharp. Right now, ladies and gentlemen, I am pushing a lot of my weight into this dent. holding it and pushing it. All right, now we are going to stop and tap. How about this? Before we do that, we're going to go to a smaller one. This one shouldn't take very long. We'll put some heat on here. This is the one I'm talking about up there. Let me do this. I wish I didn't have to move the camera as much, honestly, but when we were doing PDR, right, you got to move the light, you got to move your positioning, so it doesn't matter what type of setup you have, you're always going to have to move that camera if you're especially doing something like this, so please forgive me on that. All right, so now we've got a smaller but not nearly as sharper. Got a little bit of a dent here and your main part of the dent there. Uh-oh. I was like, what happened to my heat? Yeah, I think we're gonna be good for that. In case you're just joining me, what I'm gonna be doing is I'm just taking dents out with this bowl tip. I'll probably go in with a plastic sharp tip at some point. The stand is so much better. As I'm pushed, that see those lines, right? What they're doing is they're pinching together, indicating that the dent is getting smaller. If there's still a wider spot on the line, a fatter line, that's where the low's at. If there's a skinny spot, like you see a point in the reflection, that means it's high. I try not to make any unwanted pushes. I don't want to tap down. These tanks on these Harleys are friggin' tough as heck, man. Now, also, this tank is a collectible tank too. They don't make this tank anymore. They don't make the design. That's what's so precious about it. Sure, they can get it repainted and made a replica, but they're like, nah, I want to keep it original as possible. Okay, so I see a little bit of a fatness just right here. Yeah. Again, all three of these dents have some paint damage on them. So you do have to also have that in mind. That's why I'm using heat as well, is I don't want to open up that crack anymore, right? I don't want it to spread. Okay. Don't want it to spread. Turn that off, move that, and we'll tap down. I think we'll have time to actually rotate this sucker and do that sharp. This one right here, and I think there's one here which will flip over. We'll rotate it. But let's just, if you guys want to see me just do a little tappy tap. And then I'll read some questions again. So, Don and Robert are on fire here. Okay, let me go back up. Okay. How much you charge for the dents? Certainly looks like tough metal. Where can I buy the wood tips? I said that. If it slips, I heard called it snail trail. That's right, Robert. You're doing your homework, dude. Absolutely. You're welcome, Don. And Richard, I guess practice makes perfect. Actually, a lot. Yes, you're right. Some dents I get here in Australia, motorbike tank is large dents. And You'll get better. The domestic is very tough. The imports are more easier, but you don't even half the time need to take off the tank off the bike. I'm a PDR tech and also repair motorbike tanks. Yeah, Don, cool. Hey, thanks. You're welcome, Robert. Appreciate it. Richard, thank you for making this live videos. I'm learning so much. You're really good. Thanks, Richard. I appreciate that too. Okay, so we're going to top this down. What you're seeing is that big chip, right, with a high spot. So I'm going to tap down the skinny spots. I know there's really, I might do that, the rest of that off camera too. I just don't want to block the whole view, which I've been doing. I don't want to keep doing that. But you can see already, this is a pretty good progress of the dents that were there. I had to buff this a little bit more. Is that paint chip? Yeah, that's paint too as well. That's not. So, all right, so let's rotisserie this thing, because we're going to do this one. This is the deepest one of all, and you guys will really see, if you stick around, you'll see me do that one with that, that wood tip. I've been using just the wood tip. Pretty crazy. What I'm going to do is move this just like that for now. Now this is, again, the vice stand from Daniel Grom. I freaking love it. I freaking absolutely love it. And I'll take this. You got to pull the pin too as well. Well thought out. Well thought out. Now, right now, cool, look, I can spin it however I want. Actually, I'm thinking maybe I do want it. Yeah, I'm trying to think of which way do I want it. Yeah, since I'm right-handed and this thing's freaking tough, I'm gonna probably put it down like that. Mount it. Can I put the pin in on this one? I'm not going to worry about it too much. But it's locked. It's locked. And then what I like to do is put a brace under here. This is insurance, basically, meaning like it's going to keep this from rocking, right? Like getting any of that unnecessary wobble in the push, because when you're trying to look for your tooltip, you don't want that. You're concentrating so much to get your tool on there. Let's get some heat on this thing again. Go. And then what I can do now is set up my lighting. Cool. It's like all in one, right? It's like all there. Let me see if I can see, make sure I can see the dent. Ooh, this is gonna be a toughie. This thing is, ooh-wee. Ooh, I might have to switch the lens. You guys are gonna look how deep that thing is. You know what? I'm probably gonna go lead tip in the beginning, and you guys will see what I mean by that in a minute. Because it's so sharp. I definitely need to use the lead tip, and I'm looking and I'm scanning and I'm looking. I'll take you guys with me, because it's very sharp. I want to bring up safely without poking it. Let's go look for our lead tips. Look at that thing. Uh, Not there. I think I know where it's at. This is not where I keep my tools. I was trying to clean my tools here. Yeah, there we go. That's one there. I think I got another one. This is a lead tip. All right, this lead tip is going to allow you to make some pushes, but I think I got one already like formed. So I need to, oh yeah, here we go. Yes, that's what I need. So as I'm trying to read this, what's the tap down for tanks? The Black Mamba tip from VIP is a great one. There's also VIP leather tips. There's the Guardian, the Galaxy tip from Anson. So this is why I want to use this tip, because it forms in that dent. It's going to allow me to push, and then I can switch my tip. And here's the dent I'm fixing. Does Ensign have wood tips? Yeah, ask for the Glexo ones. The Glexo ones, they have them. That's a deep sucker, man. Woo! Would the Galaxy tips work for motorcycle tanks? They will. You're talking, yeah, the Galaxy tips, they will. They're just, I think sometimes it can be too precise at first, so you want a little bit wider. I'm going to go over that in a second too. So I'm going to slip here and push direct. So that won't work. I'm not getting the leverage I want. All right, here we go. Finding this is another great thing about having this tank vise. It's so strong and sturdy. I can see the tool, contact of the tool where it's going. And hit that center. Oh, you can get that lead tip at Anson too as well. All right, so I think I'm happy with doing that. I like to turn the tool just a bit more. I've seen the light, I meant. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, that thing is sharp, bro. Here's what it's doing to the tip. You can see that's how like direct push I'm making. See, it's on the sides, it's being pushed right on the nose, right on the tip. I might have to knock this down a bit. But I'm gonna push my own limits. I'm gonna see if I can push it a little bit more. I don't want to volcano it. It's just starting to do that because the lead tip is not a precision push tip. It's a, hey, let me get some of the bulk up for you. And then you can get like more of a tip like this to do some of that leg work there. This one definitely wants to slip more than the lead tip. Woo, did I tell you? I slipped. You can see right here. Let me move my light up a little bit. That dent is so sharp. Turn that off. Move my light up just a bit more, guys. Okay. All right, so you see the snail trail? A little bit of a snail trail on this. Let's see here. Craig Duck, freaking Vadina in the house. You guys, Dent Reaper. That's actually, check out Dent Reaper. Right, I'm sure you PDR techs have already bought some of his tools already. Fantastic guy too. I mean, you definitely want to be buying from him. All right, so I'm gonna move that heat gun out of my way because I don't want to be burnt. And I'm gonna tap down here. This is why the part I was like, man. Sorry guys, I'm gonna have to. Yeah, I'm probably gonna be in your way, but hey. I'm not being light. I'm opening that center up. Turn my board. Cool. That's going to give me a better look too as well. I'll move it over for you guys. You're looking at that stud sticking out, then the reflection. This is a hard one, man. Bring it in with this tool. Easy pushes, right? Don't pulse push. You gotta make sure you hold your push, know where your tool tip is at all times. Turn the direction of the dent, or the light of the reflection to follow the dent. Holy crap. I like the, whew, I have to take a break. I like the ball tip because you can kind of slide on it just enough. I'm dying in here. Here's the contact point of the, I don't know if you see it well enough, but there's like, it almost like a shiny spot right there. Oh yeah, I'll take that. That's coming out really good. Remind me to tell you guys if you guys want to ask what tools I have again, I will tell you. I'll tell you at the end of the video, right when I'm stopping. It's got somewhat of a crease, which is coming out really clean, really good. We're in the process. I'd love to use a metal tip, a metal sharp tip at some of this stage right here, but it would crack that paint so quick. Yeah, there we go. Heat again. Kyle, would it make easier to put some touch-up paint and a bit of clear? Not at the beginning or during the repair, because the flex, how it flexes and how much I got to tap down, it would just disturb the aftermarket paint. Zebra light, yep. Good question. Okay, let me make sure. What tips do you have for the last bit of low when it's hidden in the paint chips? Yeah, so good question there. I'll try to ask that question, make sure we'll be able to pop it out with a mini green tab or glue tab. No, again, no glue tabs, but Kyle, to answer your question, this is the tip I usually, on motorcycle tanks, this is the tip I use to finish out center pits. But you gotta be careful with this. This is plastic. It will slip. It will slip. You could use a metal tip, but you better really know what you're doing if you use a metal tip, especially on motorcycle tanks. This is what I use for motorcycle tanks for finishing. It's just the plastic that Guys used to use these as tap downs. They still do. I use them for pushing. Push it real good. So, all right, here we go. I'm trying to get a good shot for you guys. There we go. Zoom in. There. Okay. Still using that ball tip. Yeah, tapping down, you know, that you see most of the time me doing, sets up the push to help me finish. Let me turn the board a little bit. Make sure I got most of it. Looks pretty good. I'm over pushing on purpose to get that center underneath it. And you notice I'm not volcanoing it. Volcano means that you bring up the shoulders of it and you still got a pit in the center. And that's another big mistake people make. They don't know when to stop and tap down. So we'll tap down a little bit more, turn the heat off. We pretty much got this almost under wraps. This is the process of how I fix deep dents on motorcycle tanks. So sharpers. Sharpies. Sorry if I'm in your way. I have to be in your way. How about this? I'll give you a shot of like how I'm. Actually, I'm gonna go with a different tap down. It's a VIP right here. It's called a micro. And look how sharp that is, okay? And it's very accurate. It just allows you to really set up the dent. I'm going to get you a bird's eye view from what's really important to tap down here. Okay, this right here, this is what I'm talking about. The sharpness, the skinny spot right here. Open up that little edge. Cool. I'm sorry, let me back that up because it's getting a little blurry on you guys. Let me wipe that down. I'd be like, hey, Mike, I can't see nothing. Get that blurriness out there. YouTube, that's why I like doing TikTok live videos, because the focus is just way better. The quality of the stream, it's way better. I don't know why YouTube's supposed to be the leader in doing stuff live, but it's not. It's horrible. It's horrible. Sorry. I don't mean to. I'm trying to get you guys. I care about trying to get you guys a good shot when I can. That's about as good as I can get it. So what we have is still low. That's a good one right there. And I'm going to bring that again. I'm going to bring that line, that chip up to make it at least symmetrical and straight like the rest of the lines. I don't think I need any more heat right now. It's pretty flexible inside. Bring up, it's a little bit low on the bottom. and then it's a little bit low above. And I'll just make micro pushes. Now, if you walk away from your tank, your Harley tank specifically, you tap down, you gotta make sure you put some heat back on it, because it's only gonna stay flexible for like, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes at the most. And then you'll have to rinse and repeat. It's not done, it's high. It's definitely high. Damn, I'm sorry you guys can't see very good as much as I want you guys to see. It's a little bit low over here, barely see the low of that line. You can see it's more fatter on that side. Then check it out. Check it out. You have to understand to read the reflection. If you don't, your dent's gonna look different at best. You can generally sand a lot on these motorcycle tanks, but when you have a chip, it's not much, you can't do much on that. Some people, like one person was asking me, can you touch it up and put clear on it and then, you know, polish it? You could, actually could. You know what works pretty good? Actually, is super glue actually works pretty good if you already have a starting crack. And this is just back and forth. Let's tap this. Shit, I keep hitting that camera. Sorry. Later on, guys, maybe a week or two, I'm considering, I'm not going to put my foot in my mouth this time, but I'm considering just doing more high-end live videos. I'm capable of it. It takes time to set up. So I'm spontaneous most of the time, so this is what you get right now. Someone was asking me, Mike, when do you use the sharp tips? Well, I'm going to show you right now. This is when I use the sharp tip. I'll switch the tool, the ball tip, to a plastic, more precise tip. Again, what's going to happen is that I'm going to be sliding this tip. That way I can get right where I want to go. Some of you guys probably wonder, what am I pushing, right? I can see just a little bit of the indentation going outward, like in the lines. Now I'm pretty much got it. Pull this back because I don't want to get in your guys' way. And And I'm sure you guys been watching, right? That was a super sharp dent. And one last push and we're good to go. And then we'll do one last easy one if you guys want to see that one. Well, shit, you know what? I should never say easy. They're like, I make it look easy, okay? Easier for me, less challenging. All right, I'm sorry, I cursed on here saying easy. There's no such thing as easy because every easy dent was the most difficult dent to fix in the beginning. I mean, beginning means like the first 3 years, 5 years, you know, to learn how to do this consistently. You know, once in a while we hit a home run, but that hard part was trying to do it consistently. All right, so we're gonna flip this and I'll show you the last dent. I like, again, this is the Daniel Grom setup, the 3.0. I'll do this one. Do that one, take this brace out. Oh yeah, it's right here. Bang. I think that's gonna be good right there. And just set this board here. This isn't going to be much of a dent, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen. So I say ladies because I've trained a few ladies. There's some ladies that watch every once in a while. So yeah, it's definitely anyone can do it as long as you got that mindset and that patience. All right. So I'll show you my setup one more time. Point that gun, turn it on. Here's our system, right? Our setup. I've got the pole system right there with the Medusa. I already went over this in the beginning, so if you get a chance to watch it, you'll see what I mean. This part right here, I'm gonna put my tool right there and get that leverage, and here's the dent. Actually, I just saw a high spot right next to the, right on top of the R, right there, right in the middle of the R. There's a pinch there, and then there's the low. So let's get you set up, audience. Get you front row. See if I can get you even higher, better, higher front row. There we go. I think we're in the house. Yeah? Yeah. So what tool tip I'm going to use? Well, I can use anything I want at this point because it's not too sharp. But if you're going to ask, I'll probably do this one. I like the reason why, because it gives when you push. It's not like instant high spot. So that's why. I'll read some questions in a few minutes, guys. I'm almost done, okay? I'm going to go back over this tank for the customer just to tap down a little bit of highs, maybe push just a tiny bit more, but I think this gave you guys some pretty good insight about how I'm doing it. And I'll go over one more time as far as access after this, but I'm coming through the access point and pushing directly like this. Here's the low, and I'm trying to match the reflection. Just a nice push. I'll be honest with you guys, I probably need a little bit of an extension here. What that means is that I'm going to add, because this tip doesn't have enough height out of the tool itself. So So I'll add that. Yeah, much better. Getting those tool lines with the tool straight. Move my board over a little bit more. Now you can see that pinching, like really starting to give that a problem a little bit. There we go. Let's just tap that down just a bit. Turn that off. Now this is where you possibly could use a guardian cap tool if you needed to. I think you're still going to be safe with the Black Mamba. Black Mamba. A little bit of crown out here. See, wasn't see what I get for saying easy? It's not easy at all. I had to tap down here because there's a little bit of tension on the outside. I think I'll push. You know what? I'm going to take that back. I'm going to go wood tip because that sharp tip is just a little too sharp or slippery as well. Oh yeah. I'm looking for the little bit of low right there. I'm adjusting something, ladies and gentlemen. I'm adjusting the brace under here because I feel a little bit of wobble. I don't want that to be an issue. Okay. Got a little bit of low there. Very good. The point is just go slow as you freaking can. Don't be rushing your pushes. Concentrate. Think about the first 5 pushes. After the first 5 pushes are done, go the next 5 pushes. Have to be very aware of what you're doing. There we go. We are all set. I think we got a little bit low there. A little bit. Actually, let's knock down a hair bit here. This is what I see. See that? It's a little bit of a pinch. With the board, I just see a tiny bit pretty much bada bing. I'll read some questions. Give me 20 seconds, okay? Just give me 20 seconds. Yeah, I think we're good. Okay, there you have it. Pretty much I'm probably about 90% done on this tank. I just got to do a couple of little small touches on the sharper ones. But other than that, that is how the process of motorcycle dent repair is done, especially on this new vice stand from Daniel Grom. But I'll read some questions for you. So let's see. Let's take a look. John, you can turn the AC on now if you want. It's pretty hot in here, isn't it? There's Big John over there. Okay, let's go. See, where do we leave off? What tips do you have for the last bit? Okay, I think I showed you guys that. So that was the. It's hard to beat the these two tips for motorcycle tanks, right? And the lead tip I was using. This one, right? This is my main tip I use, which is the ball. I actually use that on any dent. And then the plastic tip. You could actually, if you want one that lasts a little longer, get the peak. That's a really good one, peak. Let's see here. Oh, that was from Kyle. So thanks for the question, Kyle. Let's see here. Kevin, would it make easier to put some touch up on? Okay, we talked about that one. Okay, yeah. Kyle, yeah, I don't do motorcycle tanks. Been experiencing for 2.5 years under the Dent guys, my dealership hires. But I'm working on co-workers, get all the other dents gone, but one has a tiny chip. Yeah, I would wait until it's flat first and then touch it up, okay? Just barely see a little chip, I think. Okay, what would the Galaxy tips do if need? Yeah, you could use the Galaxy tips. They will work really good as well. I didn't have them right near me, so I was gonna use them a little bit earlier. Let's see here. You're busy as what it is, do what you can. Okay, cool. Where did you get that tank adapter? Oh, I got that at Ultra. Ultra, got that a few years ago. You're talking about the part that goes in the middle, right? So you can create that leverage. Yeah, that's from Ultra. I do know Anson makes some too as well. I think they make some template like that leverage. And Kevin Lampert, that said, how do you get a stunt inside of a motorcycle gas tank? How do you get what? I'm not sure. Can you say that again, Kyle? I'm not sure about the spelling. I'm trying to think about what you said, but I just can't. Big blocks is, I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Blokes, big blokes. I'm doing really good, mate. So anyhow, I think that's about it. If you have any questions, I'll try to answer. I took enough of you guys' time. I hope this is interesting for you guys. Let me know. Don't forget to follow. I do spontaneous lives, so it's in your best interest just to follow me and get notified, okay? Oh, would you be able to use the root beer for tank work? Yeah, I do. However, and they're really good for pushing. Just be careful because there's been, I guess, some instances where the root beer has cracked. So I try not to use root beers on that. So just be careful on that. How do you get reverse dent inside a gas tank? That means you slip. That means that something slipped or pushed it up from underneath. Mr. Gray Duck, Mr. Vadine, have you always been a baller shot caller? Do you have 20-inch players on your Impala? 20, yeah. Friggin' Vadine, man. That's my good boy over there. Dent Reaper, too, as well. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm out of here. I took a lot of your time already, so we got to go, all right? Maybe I'll create a couple shorts off of this. But other than that, thanks again for your time. Hope you guys have a great one. See ya.